Like, that was so scary. Shut up. Like, there's a car coming. I'm talking about God. The car is being rude.
I don't forget that I can have this, baby. Nobody else you. Nobody else makes me. Nobody else had a clue what I could do, what I could do.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys a 1-year update on my leaving medical school video. I cannot believe it's already been an entire year. It seems like that video happened yesterday, but time really does fly. Side note, if you see me wearing the same shirt in a different video, just ignore it, okay? I got a bulk film. But anyways, I am going to be just sharing with you guys what my life has been like in the past year since leaving medical school. I'm going to share with you guys the ups and the downs, like the real genuine tea, some things that I might regret, some things that I'm good with, and just kind of, you know, give you guys an update. For me personally, when I was debating about whether leaving med school, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos of people who were talking about it, and I wanted them to like give me an update like a year or so later so I could be like, okay, this worked for you or it didn't. So that's why I'm like making this video, so you guys can know. So before we get started, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, put your notifications on so you don't miss any uploads. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram for daily content, and check out my hair care line if you're interested in getting some products to help promote hair growth. And there is a gnat flying around here, and I'm about to get up and pop it because I cannot stand it. It's attracted to my light, so whatever. Alrighty guys, let's get started. So I kind of just wanted to give a quick summary of my leaving med school video, and if you want to watch the full thing, I will have it linked. And then I'm just gonna go through the year that I've had since leaving. In the video, I talked about like everything that led up to me actually going to med school, you know, not being very passionate about it, but still getting in, about how, you know, I went through depression and how, you know, just a lot of mental things going on, and I just wasn't happy. And then eventually I just decided to leave. You know, I had my business and I had my career as an influencer, and I said, that's what I'm passionate about, so that's what I want to do. So I finished my, you know, year of med school in May of 2022, and then in, I think, June or July, I don't remember. June or July, I called the people and I said, hey, I'm gone. And they said, are you sure? I said, I'm sure. And they said, well, you can keep your laptop. I was like, yeah, I know I can keep my laptop because I paid $1,300 for it. But I left, and that's it. And I didn't go back in the fall. At the end of that video, I did talk about how I was applying to get my master's in psychology. So I actually got accepted into the program, whoop whoop, and I'm set to graduate actually in August, which is crazy. So it was just a year program, and I will officially have a master's in psychology. So I did 2 semesters, and then I have 2 classes that I have to take in July, and then I will officially be done. Let's just talk about the master's degree really quick. I kind of wanted to get it because I didn't know how the whole influencing and business thing was working out, and so I wanted to make sure that I had a backup plan. My family, really my dad, encouraged me, like, get a degree in something else so you can have a backup plan. I was like, you know, I minored in psychology, so why not master in psychology? It's an easy degree to get, and I do enjoy the subject, and it has helped me with my career when it comes to communicating with people for my business and like how to relate to people on social media, because I am very introverted. So like I said, I did 2 full semesters, and then I did take a class over the winter break, and then I have 2 classes that I'll have to take in July, and then I'm done. And I will say that at first I did not want to get this degree because I was like, you know, after being in med school, all that stress, all that work, I was just tired of school. I was tired of studying. So I didn't want to go back in the fall. So when I first went back, you know, it's very different than like a STEM major, I'm gonna say that. And so I was a little nervous, but honestly, it was just like a lot of writing, a lot of forums, a lot of discussions here and there. It is what it is, and I'm happy that I got it. I don't think I'm gonna like actually use it, but I am glad that I got it. It's nice to have a master's behind my name. I don't think I want to get a doctorate. My dad's been like, go get your doctorate. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get one. If I do, it won't be this year. I'll go back later probably. But right now I'm not interested in going back to school because I just really want to focus on my career. But I am glad that I did get my master's degree. Yeah, so that's that. Going back to like when I left, which was June or July. I'd say for like the next 3 months, that was probably the hardest ever. Like that was probably the hardest part, because it's like for the first time I had no idea what my future was, and that was not something I was used to. You know, like I stated in that video, I had been set on being a doctor since I graduated high school because it just was the career I had chose, not because I was passionate about it, but just because I didn't hate science and doctors make a lot of money. So when I left med school, it's just like I had no idea what to do. As far as my social media, I think at the time I still had 1 million followers on TikTok, but I wasn't getting a lot of views, which I still don't. I had like 30K on Instagram and maybe like 15, 20K on YouTube. That wasn't enough to make any money with. Like I wasn't getting any brand deals at all. And then with my business, I like had stopped selling products in May because I just wasn't getting orders, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna start back up in June. And so I decided to come out with like 3 different products to kind of like do something different with my business, which means I had to invest a lot of money that I didn't have and because I wasn't getting any orders, wasn't making any money, and then I had just moved to a new place like 2 months ago, so that was a lot of money I had spent. And then also, you know, trying to get my apartment together, it was just a lot, and I just did not have it. I was stressed like every single day. I remember I would post on social media consistently, tried so many different things, and nothing worked. Like I'm talking, I tried long videos, short videos, aesthetic videos, funny videos, controversial videos, nothing. It was like, I feel like God was purposely just not letting stuff work for me on social media. Same thing with my business. Like I was just so nervous because I had spent like $2,000-$3,000 to invest in the new products that I was making. I launched them and like they did okay, but they didn't do well enough to give me back my returns, if you know what I mean. So I was very stressed, but I kept praying. I kept being like, God, I know that you did not tell me to leave med school just for me to fail and to flop. So I don't know if you're just trying to teach me to trust you, but I literally like was walking by faith. I had never done that before. I always had some sort of backup plan or something I could. This time, literally, I had nothing to rely on but God, and I feel like He did that intentionally because looking back, I have learned a lot and I'm a lot more mature now because of that, but that was so scary. Shut up! Like, there's a car coming. I'm talking about God, the car is being rude. It was just so scary to like be like, God, this is literally in your hands. I have no control over it. Anything. And the thing is with these careers, it's like you don't get no guaranteed paycheck every 2 weeks, you know? And it was just very, very, very scary. But I don't know, after like 2 or 3 months, everything just started popping off. There's really no explanation but God, you know? I grew like 70,000 followers on Instagram in like a month and a half. On YouTube, I started posting shorts consistently, and I grew to like, 70, 80K. On TikTok, I started getting my views back again, and I don't know what happened now, but back then I was getting views. I got invited to go to the Dr. Phil show in September. Y'all know how that happened. Y'all know that situation. But like, it just started working. Like there is no explanation. I was doing the same exact stuff that I was doing when it wasn't working. It's just now it was working. And I don't know if maybe God was just like, oh, you're good now. You trust me now, so now I can give you what you want. I don't know. You know how he be playing sometimes. But anyways, it started to work out. But, I still struggled because I still always had in the back of my head, what if you fail? What if this is temporary? What if you, don't do it right? Like, and I still have a little bit of that even today. Like, that fear of, like, this is not going to work. And, like, I was trying to, like, prove to, like, myself and everyone else that, like, I did not make a mistake. I knew I did not make a mistake, but my life didn't reflect that I didn't make a mistake. Like, to the onlooker, it looked, and even to me, it looked like I made a mistake. Like, surface level, but deep down I knew that it was the right decision and I didn't regret it. And because of that, like, fear and doubt, I had a lot of days where I was unproductive and I wasn't responsible because I just didn't have it in me to do all that work for it to come out to nothing. Like, if you're an influencer, like, it sucks when you spend hours on a video concept, right, and you make it and you edit it just for it to flop. Like, for example, when I used to post vlogs on here, like I said, like, I would spend hours posting vlogs. And I would spend hours editing vlogs for them just to get like 1,000 views, and I had like 80K followers. I was like, great. So it sucks, and it's discouraging. It's discouraging when you spend all this money, all this time, all this energy making products, advertising and stuff, and you only get 2 orders a day. that's hard, you know. But I just kept being in my word, and I kept praying. I feel like this time I got closer to God. When I was in med school, I wasn't really reading my Bible consistently. I wasn't really praying consistently. My life didn't really reflect Christ. I wasn't like doing nothing like crazy, but like just I wasn't doing what I needed to do. Fast forward, you know, being in your word, being consistent, praying, having like really God was trying to teach me faith to trust him. Like that's the thing, trusting him when it doesn't look like it's gonna work out. Walking by faith and literally not by sight. Like literally you see this looks like trash, but you have to believe it's gold. Like that's how God works sometimes. I'm just like, he did that to me this week. Like there was a situation where literally there was no way out of it. Like it was gonna cost me like thousands of dollars. It had something to do with my business. I was like, God, there's just no way this is gonna work out. He said, oh, really now? He was like, it's not gonna work out the way you think it's gonna work out, but it's gonna work out. And it did work out. So I was praying for it to happen my way, and it happened his way, which wasn't even better at this point. That was a very difficult time, but you know, I pushed through. I kept going. I had my days, but I just kept being consistent because I just knew this was what I wanted to do and I wanted to be successful. So that was like the summer, like the first 3 or 4 months. Now going into like Dr. Phil show, went to the Dr. Phil show, great exposure, you know, even though on the show it wasn't the best, you know. I have a whole video about that whole situation if you want to go watch my reaction to the episode. But that kind of gave me more confidence knowing that like there are opportunities that I could get from being an influencer. I wasn't just someone in their apartment posting videos all day. It was gonna like amount to something. And then in November, December, and January, that's when things like just became really, really crazy with my business. That's where I saw the most growth. So it really came down to y'all on YouTube because I posted a video on TikTok and I reposted on YouTube. It got like 10 million views on TikTok and it got like, I think it has 20 million views on here now. And that boosted the crap out of my platforms. Like I'm talking, I gained like 100,000 followers in like 3 weeks. And I did Vlogmas, which means I posted like 25 videos in December every single day. My views skyrocketed and that all went to my business. I did like a whole small business series and it all went to my business. So during Black Friday, I made 3 times the amount during that weekend than I had been making each month for like the last 6 months. And I was like, what the heck? And then in December, same thing. Then in January, same thing. And I was like, oh, so this isn't like something that just happened because it's Black Friday. This is now my regular sales. And now I currently make, like I can expect to make every single month on the regular what I made during Black Friday that I thought was just like a fluke. That's my regular income now, which is freaking insane. Like I make what I used to make in a month. I make that in a week now, which is mind-blowing. I'm like, God is so good. But that's the thing though, I stayed faithful in my business because it was hard. God, if you watch my previous video and if you see like where I talked about the things you need to have a successful business, you'll see that I talked about like it wasn't all sunshines and rainbow, peaches and cream. It was difficult. I just trusted God and it started to work. So I would say around the holidays was when like stuff really started to grow. Even as my influencing career, like I was getting like hundreds of thousands of views on each video on TikTok. I had got signed to a management company as an influencer, which I was really excited about. And I don't know, I just thought that things were looking up. And they were. But the past 5 months have been terrible. Career-wise, I'm talking like my influencing career, not my business. My business has grown substantially in the past 5 months. I have, like I said, I've grown to like have that consistent income. My Black Friday income is not my consistent income, so I've grown to that spot. Like I said, I've grown. Like I started posting on Facebook this year, and I have 80,000 followers for my business on there. I have had many videos go viral. I have made my business is just doing really well. I'm getting my products manufactured because I can no longer make them on my own. So that's exciting. Like the stuff that you see in the store, my line's gonna look exactly like that, that's incredible. So I'm really excited about that. It's gonna give me a lot of free time to dedicate to being an influencer. But the past 5 months as an influencer have been trash. My views have tanked. Like it's not good. I would say YouTube is the only platform that's been pretty consistent. Like even my last 2 videos on here, or my last have done really well actually. But and my shorts are do well. Like YouTube's the only consistency I have, I will say. But Instagram and TikTok, I used to get like 50 to 100K on Instagram. Now I'll be good if I can get 20K. TikTok, like, I'm struggling to get 10,000 views on TikTok. I had to take a break. I have 1.3 million followers. So, you know, I should be getting easily like 100K on a video like I used to. But when I stated that, like, during the holidays, I was getting like hundreds of thousands of views on every single TikTok video, that was because I was talking about stuff that was like controversial and like drama filled. And even though like most of the videos that I made, I stand by what I said, it's just like I just saw myself starting to get more controversial, and like that's not the type of content I feel like God wants me to make. I don't think he wants me to be this controversial, drama filled person. So I decided to stop making that content, and no matter how much people hate, that's what people like to watch. People like to watch controversy and drama. So my views tanked when I stopped making that stuff, and I started just making content with hair, with beauty, with Instagram, you know, occasionally talking about things that are important to me. But for the most part, I don't really do that type of content anymore, and I'm happy that I don't, but I don't like that my views went down. I think that though this year God has humbled me as an influencer, and he has really like, I think I was just getting too much of a big head over the holidays, and so he had to humble me for like the next 5 months until I got it, because like February and March I was praying, God, help my views go back up, help it work. And I realized I was praying for the wrong thing. Like, instead of praying that God would allow me to see why my views are low, I was just praying that my views would go back up. During that time, I realized that God just wanted to humble me and make sure that I knew that my platforms are for him, they are not for me. And also, I think he wanted me to realize, like, me being successful as a content creator may not be directly related to me as an influencer. It may be me as like UGC. I'm really good at social media, and this is not bragging, but I really am good at social media. I have grown 6 social media platforms. I'm good. And I feel like God's trying to tell me, like, girl, duh, I gave you a brain. And so, like, I don't want you to have a platform and you be famous and you be this big influencer because of the way you look. I've given you more than that. Nothing wrong with that, but I've given you, and not saying that people who have platforms based on how they look don't have more than that, but I'm saying that God wanted me to use what he gave me, the more of it that he gave me, and be like, look, you know how valuable it is to know how to grow a social media platform? You know how many brands you can work with? You know how many people will pay you thousands of dollars to actually, like, grow their social media platforms and give them a content strategy and help them find influencers? You do that with your business. Like, you have so much experience with making social media platforms and growing social media platforms to get you 6 figures in a business and to transfer into sales. Like, your content transfers into people wanting to buy stuff. Do you know how valuable that is? And so I think that's what God was trying to teach me. And so that's like the new avenues I'm kind of going towards now. Like, I'm not how to say this, like, I'm still gonna be an influencer, I'm still gonna post content, I still wanna work with brands, but I think God is trying to push me into a direction of like using actual content creation to grow myself, not using myself as an influencer, but using myself as a content creator to grow. You know, I could work with really big brands managing their social media accounts. That would be a lot of money. So I don't know, but that's kind of the direction he's taking me in. So that's kind of how my life has been the past year. And then the one thing that I really am very excited about is I am moving to Atlanta. You guys, I am moving to Atlanta in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm really excited. I already have a place. It's crazy. I've always wanted to move out of Louisiana. I was born and raised here, and the fact that I'm finally doing it and I can afford it, like, I remember freaking out when I got this place because I was like, this is a little bit over my price range. And like, my new apartment, it's like a high-rise apartment with floor-to-ceiling windows. It's still a 1-bedroom because I'm like, I'm gonna live under my means for as long as I can. I was a little insecure because I was like, well, I could really afford a 2-bedroom. It's a little expensive, but I could. But I was like, am I doing that for the aesthetics? Yeah. You can get you a nice 1-bedroom in Atlanta in a nice area with like nice amenities, and you'll be fine. So I got me a nice 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah, so I'm just really excited for like this year and like everything is gonna take me. I obviously, as you can tell from this video, like, I don't regret leaving medical school. It was one of the best decisions of my life. I am not gonna lie. It was the scariest decision I probably ever made, and one I never thought I would make. But like, this just shows that like what God has for you could sometimes be completely different than what you expecting, you know, to have for yourself. If you would have told me, you know, at 17 years old or even like 19 years old that I would be someone with over 1 million followers on a social media platform and having my own business that's 6 figures and moving to it, like, if you would have told me this is what my life would look like, I would just laugh in your face, because I'm like, there's no way, like, that's not me. I don't do that. I'm a biology major. Like, I don't, you know. If you would have told me when I first started med school, or if you would have told me when I got my first viral video in January of 2021 that 2 years later, I would be doing this full time as a career, I would have thought you were joking. If you would have told me that day I decided to film me making my hair butter just for fun and posting it, that video would reach millions of views and would start my business that now is 6 figures, I would be... It's just like, y'all, if you're not a Christian, okay, if you don't believe in God, okay, but I do, okay, and I'm just so grateful and so thankful for everything God has brought me through. And I'm not saying that my life is perfect, because it's not. Like I said, this week was hard. I had a very stressful week. I still have good days and bad days, but I have so much more confidence in God because I just see what he has done in my life, and I just see the way he took me from so much uncertainty to so much, like, assurity isn't a word, but that sounds good. Assurity, okay? Like, I'm so secure in, like, who he is. I'm still not sure about my life. I still don't have a future plan. Like, I have an idea and goals of what I want to do in the future, but I don't have nothing set out because I'm leaving room for God to write what he wants it to do. So if you're struggling with a decision about leaving or something, I'm not saying to leave med school or just to leave whatever you're doing, because that might not be the plan for everybody. But I am saying that listening to God is rewarding. So like, if God told me to stay in med school, then this update will be very different than it would be kind of bad if he told me to stay and I left, right? But God told me to leave. Like, I know for sure. And if y'all want another video on, like, how God speaks to you and stuff, I can do that. But he told me to leave, and I felt peace about leaving. And I knew that no matter what was happening, it was going to be okay. And it is. So it's just like, you please listen to God, okay? Get in your word. Get on your Zoom, okay? The devil is attacking left and right, and he's so sneaky, you don't even realize it's him. You need to get on your Zoom. Get in your Bible study. Get in church. I need to go back to church. I know I'm the first one. Do your worksheets. Watch your sermons. Pray. Like, you need to, like, get rid of the secular music for a minute. I'm sorry. I know I love me a good Chloe Bailey, Mulatto, Summer Walker, but get rid of them for like a month or so. Listen to your gospel Christian music. Flush out your spirit, like, so you can hear. Do a little fast, okay? You don't need to eat that. Just give it up for a little bit, okay? But I'm just saying, like, following God is rewarding. You can't follow God if you don't know how to follow him. So yeah. But anyways, that is it. Alright guys, well, that is it for this video. I really do love my life, and I'm happy with my decision, and I finally feel like I'm living in my purpose. I don't know exactly what my purpose is, but I know I'm on the right path, which I never felt that before, so that's good. Yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, put your notifications on so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do plan on vlogging my move to Atlanta, so if you want to see that, then make sure you are subscribed. Follow my TikTok and Instagram for daily content. Hopefully we can get it together on TikTok and Instagram, because I still don't have the views that I want, but we're working on it, okay? And make sure to check out my hair care line if you're interested in getting some products to help you grow your hair. Our new manufactured products will be launched soon, very, very soon. I'm really excited, so just make sure you stay, in the loop. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Tell me what you see in me.